to be able to ask a question. So,
Dr. Buchi, I have a question for you. With people or members being in different countries, how do they pay? Do they pay the same amount, or people from countries that have less income pay less? How do you ask them to pay?
So we have a tiered payment system, but it's not based on nationality. It's based on age. So we have a reduced due structure for our members who are aged 32 years or younger. They pay about 66% of the dues which others pay. Our dues, by the way, is $100 per quarter, which comes up to about $400 a year, and comes up to $267 for those age 32 or below. Now, in the past 2 years, we've also added our senior active members to that reduced due category. For our senior active, we use the rule of 80 that Rotary has, where if your combined number of years in Rotary and your age is up to 80, if you want to and you ask the club to, we give you that reduced category. So we realize that it may not seem fair to people in other countries where they need to convert their money to dollars, and based on the exchange rate, their dues might have seen an increase. Like our members from African countries, our members from Southeast Asia, where in the last 2 or 3 years, it seemed like without the club increasing the dues, it seemed like their dues have increased because the dollar has strengthened against their local currencies. Now, but so far, it's not something that we've discussed at club level. It's whenever we've had discussions in terms of dues, it's been more of the, how do I put it? It's been more of the dollar value versus what the exchange rate has been.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Buchi. And can you tell us how many e-clubs there are? Do you know of how many there are in the world?
Don't have that figure right now, but I know it's above 300, but the exact figure, I don't have that.
Buchi, thank you. That was a really great talk. And so I'm curious about the point system that you developed, and how you structure that. I know we've been trying to figure out a few things, especially for people who, like Sharon, who go away and do service in another country for a week. And so just trying to factor in how many makeup meetings that counts as, or point systems. So I don't know if you could talk more about that.
So give me a minute. Let me see if I would pull that up. 1 minute. Okay, I could have it on my screen. If you want, I could share my screen if that's okay with you.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay.
You just have to share.
Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I can't take credit for this. Our membership directors, there are actually 2 of them. You know, I kind of like, I don't know if I said it during my talk, but I know I said it in the, during the pre-meeting, that run up to this year, we doubled up all the positions within the board. So we have 2 membership directors and they work well together. And I kind of like working with them because they anticipate all the club's goals and lead us in so many of these discussions. So they worked, this has been almost 6 months in working. So the idea is to, just like I said earlier, is to move the emphasis away on just attending our club meetings and move it towards engagement in total. So instead of saying attendance, we say engagement, and we check the engagement based on a lot of parameters. So as you can see on your screen here, there's a minimum of 60 points per year and 10 points per quarter. And it's supposed to reflect your attendance at meeting, your participation in club committee, your service activities out there. So let me see if, okay, yes, this is the page I'm looking for. So if you attend the weekly forum, which is our weekly meeting, you get 2 points per meeting you attend, which is 2 points every week. So that means in a month, if you come to all 4, you could get 8 points. If you do a community service or district service, you get 16 points. So like the member who went to Nicaragua, if that was in a service project and she just came back, that's an automatic 16 points already just for going on an international project. If and you see different points based on what's based on the type of project that is. And then 24 points for being on the board of directors over the year, which is 2 points per month. I guess the idea there is to make it worth the while of those that are sitting on the board for the time they commit to it. And then 8 points over the year for those that are sitting on the committee. Other Rotary services based on the kind of task, 3 points. And if you see on the side, you see under the remarks how those points will be counted. Who gets to do it, who doesn't get to do it. You see that for most of those that are in blue, they are regarded as auto counts, meaning the people on the secretary or the president would allocate those points based on your reporting or based on their knowledge of the activity you're doing. So what this means is if you're doing something you don't tell us as a club, we don't know, you don't get credit for it. So we try to keep reaching out to people, communicating this so that everyone is aware that, oh, this is what we're doing. And participation in another Rotary Club meeting, 1 point. Participation in Rotary events, 3 points. Now, 1 point for another club meeting versus 2 points for our own club meeting. It's not that we value you participating in another club meeting less, but just to tell you that, we like having you in our midst, we rather want to, have you in our midst. Because one of the challenges we have as an e-club is that if everyone goes away doing all this wonderful stuff and doesn't check in, we don't get to know. And that leads more to a disconnect. The further away you are from the club, the more disengaged you are, which we found very, very, very peculiar this year. We found that most of the people we've lost this year are people who took leave of absence from the club. That especially the longer they are on their leave of absence, the more likelihood that once they return from the leave of absence that they will resign from the club. So we thinking that moving into this next Rotary year, we wouldn't grant leave of absence for anyone within the first 6 months of joining our club. Just to be sure that you really want to come to our club and not to lose it. And we don't grant any leave of absence that is more than 3 months, because generally that 3 months mark has made the difference between still feeling connected and feeling, oh, I survived all this time without Rotary, I might as well go along. So this in a nutshell is what we're trying to do. I could share the documents with you guys if you want, and maybe you could adapt it, right? But we're still communicating this with our members, just like every single new regulation we bring out in our club. We usually allow a 3 month period, 3 to 6 months period to keep the discussion ongoing before we start implementing it, so that no one within the club would be caught unawares.
Thank you so much. That's really, really interesting. Clearly a lot of work went into that.
Right. A lot of work, yes. Any other questions, comments?
So I do have a question regarding like district related events. Do your members get involved with the districts that they're physically located in?
Yes. So it varies from member to member on their involvement with either the local Rotary Club where they are or the district where they are located. So, and we don't mandate it that you have to be involved with them. It's usually a personal decision. And currently we have 7 members who are past district governors in the districts where they are located. So obviously those members will still be engaged with the district where they are. Now, what we do encourage is involvement with the district that our club is part of. That's District 5450. Obviously, more of our members who are located within the physical space of that district, which is Colorado, are more involved. But those who live outside, we still encourage them to come for district conferences when they can. And we encourage presidents, president-elects, and presidents-elect nominee to attend their pets in District 5450, if possible, except when time would not allow. And to make it easy for them to participate in such events, the club subsidizes the participation. So if the president or president-elect decides to go to the district conference, irrespective of where they are in the world, our club gets to foot the bill for them to go there and participate. If you decide to come to pets in 5450, we foot the bill also. And if you're going to be at the convention, the club foots the bill also. So all those just to be sure that we feel connection to a district. So currently we have 2 of our members having district positions within District 5450.
And how many members do you physically have located in that district? Is it like majority of your club or a small portion?
Let me pull that out for you right now.
And do you have members who are, while you're looking that up, do you have members who, how do they find you? Is it because they've heard about you, or is it word of mouth?
So majority of our members come through referrals, either referrals from our members or referrals from other Rotarians or referrals from their home districts. So like in the last 24 hours, we had a member who was referred to, a potential member who was referred to us from the district. So we have 9 members currently located within the physical space of the district.
Okay.
Right. So the bulk of our members are located outside 5450. And that's been the way the club has been from inception. Oh no, at inception it was I think about 3 or so of the original members that were living outside the physical space. But over the years, we've had more and more of them, coming in from outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we have time for at least another question for one more. Does anyone have another question for Buchi?
Well, I really appreciate the opportunity to have, been in your midst this evening and, to see how you do your own meeting. There are certainly things that I'll take back to my club. And I hope that beyond sitting at your meeting and maybe you coming to our dinner, that at some point in the future that I would have the opportunity to collaborate on projects. That would really be good.
That would be great. Thank you again so much for being here tonight.